Hey everyone, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel. We're back in Upland. Had a few things I want to talk about. I know I've been doing a lot more videos lately, and that's because there's been a lot more happening. And so, I'm going to give you an update on London. I know I talked a lot about the second release and how it didn't go great for me, so we'll see if it's gotten any better since then. And then another change Upland made, which doesn't make any sense to me, and I'm hoping maybe some other people can help me out just a little bit. So, love the likes, love the comments, love the shares. Keep those coming. Love seeing new subscribers as well. So London had the first release a few weeks ago. Then they had the second release last week. We'll probably have the collection release here on Thursday. And I had mentioned I had minted quite a few properties and spent quite a bit of UPIX and had sold nothing after a few days. Well, things have gotten better in London. I've sold 4 properties, I think. If we go look at my messages here, I've sold one for 49, one for 24.9, 34.9, 29, and one for 24. Another one, was that one? That might have been, no, I've sold quite a few, more than I thought. So I have sold, what is it, 6 maybe? 6 properties. Got my UPIX back up to 350,000, so that's nice. Still not an amazing amount, especially if there's lots of unminted properties and collections or things like that, especially with how expensive London is. But I'm not planning to put any more money into the game or anything like that. So we'll just see how all that plays out. I've been pricing them not super expensive. A lot of my stuff is priced, 110 to 120% of mint. So I haven't been pricing them below mint or anything like that. You can see this one's 27,000 was the mint price. I have it priced at 32. It hasn't sold yet, but that's about how I've been pricing most of my property. So I've been making a little bit, but nothing crazy. All right, so what are the other things going on? First off, I mentioned my train terminal before. It's had a couple more sends to it, but nothing crazy. But again, I feel like a lot of those sends will come if there's a new release, a new international city. I bought an international terminal here, was that last week? And so I do have it for sale for $2,000, one of the cheapest terminals around. So if anybody's interested, yes, it is for sale. But let's see how many. Oh, I have 3 sends. That's it. Oof. It's okay. Really good investment. I'm sure many more sends will come. Please buy my terminal. So there you go. Someone had said, what a bad investment it is. You'll never get your money back. Well, I mean, it's still minting a ton of money. So if I come over here, more to come on that here soon, it by far mints more than any other property because it's so expensive. So it has that value. It's bringing in lots of yield. And I think it's definitely worth more than I paid for it, just because it's a terminal. So I'm not worried about being a horrible investment. I just thought it might have more sends and be a really, really good investment. And maybe it will. Who knows? We'll see how it goes over time. All right, so what other news did I want to talk about that was really weird? That is Upland's announcement that just came out. If I click right here, not right there, right here. Uncollected earnings cap. So they talked about doing this before, but then they had not done anything. That's another thing. I never got my shop. So, sorry for completely sidetracking. I was given an email probably 3 months ago saying I was getting in my shop in deposit for soccer legits and stuff, and just to send them more graphics again, which I did right away. Still never got my shop. Sent them the email. I've emailed them back asking them what's going on. No response at all. So that was pretty crappy that they tell you you're getting a shop and a shop is coming, and then they just ghost you and don't do anything. So if anybody from Upland is watching, I'd love to know what's going on with my shop, if you just decided I don't get it now, or what the deal is with that. So anyway, slight tangent there. All right, back to this. Uncollected earnings cap. So what this is saying is basically, if you don't collect your earnings often enough, your earnings are up here on the right for the properties you own. And, you come in here, you collect all your earnings, there you go. And what do I get? 5,000-6,000 a day, something like that. It's been a pretty good amount. Maybe it's more than that. But if you don't collect those often enough, they will cap them, which means you'll stop getting your earnings. And so on Monday, June 5th, the uncollected earnings cap for owned properties will be activated, which means that earnings will stop accruing at certain thresholds based on Upland's status. To avoid missing out on any UPX earnings, it is advised that players log in and collect their earnings before the implementation of this feature. Additionally, earnings can no longer be collected on a per property basis. All earnings will now be collected simultaneously. The uncollecting earnings cap values will vary based on your Upland status. The caps for each level are as follows. So I guess before you could collect each property and then leave some. I don't know why you would do that, why you don't just collect all of them, but anyway. Here's the cap. For a visitor, 10 Upics. An Uplander, 30 Upics. A pro, 400. Director, 7,000. Executive, 140,000. And a chief executive, 2.2 million. Did they just, like, come up with these out of a dart game? I don't understand. Like, who leaves 2.2 million in unearned collections or unearned yield on their page? But for chief executives, I don't think they'll have a problem. Or executives. Directors, I mean, you might run into that ceiling. I don't even know what I am. I'm an executive. Okay. So I have like a 17.5 million net worth. Let's go back here. Executive, I have 140,000 cap. No problem whatsoever, right? That's not a big deal for me. But below 10 million, which isn't that much lower, right? 7,000 Upics is the limit. And so if you really focused on your yield, like that's all you cared about, all your net worth was based on getting as much yield as you could probably get close to doing that a day. And I don't know if my math is good enough to do this, but we'll say you have 9,500,000 worth of properties, and you're focusing on getting as much yield as you can with collections and different stuff. Let's say you're making even 10% a month, which is still below, your total yield. Oh, that's a huge amount. Is that even right? Or is it per year? Oh, it's per year, right? That's per year. And then we divide that by 12, and you have 80,000 per month. I think I did that right. So in that case, if you divide that by 30, you'd have 2,600. Okay, so it'd be pretty tough to get to that mark per day, but a couple of days you could reach that no problem if you're really focused on yield. And what if you're on vacation? What if you get sick or I don't know. That just seems, I don't understand the point of this really. Why do you need to cap it at any point at all? And for pros, that's under 1 million, right? I believe. Times 0.1. If you're focused on yield divided by 12 divided by 30, 263. Again, if you go crazy focusing on yield, you might be able to get that per day. Or every 2 days, you're hitting that mark, which means sure, it's easy to log in, collect it, but some people are very busy. Some people don't want to have to play a game every single day. In Uplander, 30, that's just crazy low. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't even see what the point is, really. I guess maybe someone could try and help me out. When I make these videos and I ask questions, I really am asking those questions. So I've learned so much from commenters on YouTube, so thank you for that. I'm not just asking rhetorical questions all the time. So yeah, if anybody has any information or knows why they did this, that'd be cool to know. And then they said, where is it? The above values will be used on the initial rollout. Further adjustments may be made as necessary. Hopefully they make further adjustments before they even roll this out. I'm guessing they're going to get tons of pushback on this because it does not make any sense to me, but I guess we'll see. I'm just reading this. Really, given the nature of this change, all players will be notified and reminded to collect their earnings a week before the cap is implemented. At that time, we'll also reveal the details of the cap values for each level and status. What is uncollected? The uncollected earnings cap will vary depending on the player's upload status. This change does not cap how much a player can earn, but rather caps how much Upics can go uncollected before it stops accumulating. For example, if the uncollected earnings cap is 100,000 earnings will stop accruing at that cap until the player claims. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. So no, they don't really give us any information as to why they did this, just that they're doing it. And I just don't get it. The only reason I can see this is just that they're trying to limit Upics that's going out to players, which seems weird. And why you have it so low for the new players or for the players with less Upics, that seems like you want to be attracting players, not punishing them for having a low net worth. So I don't know. That just seems weird. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know the reason. If anyone knows the reason, please let me know. And maybe they'll change it too. I think there's a really good chance they do change it. But for right now, I guess we'll see what happens. Anyways, I'll keep you updated on my airport. Or if you want to buy it, go right ahead. That would be fantastic. And keep you updated on London too. I'm sure we'll have a collection release. I'm probably do a video there, unless I'm super duper busy, but I have never missed a collection or a city release or collection reveal since I started this, which is kind of crazy. And we'll see what happens after that, because rumor is they'll have a third London release after that, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks for watching. Be back soon. Love the support.